Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am so incredibly excited to have you here right now because we are diving into something that literally affects every single one of us. We're talking about how to successfully navigate the rapid, crazy societal shifts of our modern era. We're going to take a bit of a journey today, starting way zoomed out with a big picture of sociology, then looking at how we actually need to upgrade our own brains to handle it all, and finally, we'll end with a super hands-on, practical way to leverage artificial intelligence to make our daily lives so much easier. It's all connected, and the cascade we're looking at lays it out perfectly.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for the journey from macro societal problems down to micro practical solutions. First up, we'll look at the flow of social change. Second, the very real challenges of the digital era. Third, we'll explore higher order thinking skills, or HOTS. And lastly, smart AI automation practices. Let's get going.
Section 1. The flow of social change. To really understand macro shifts, we have to recognize one thing. Humans are never static. Social change is just an inescapable reality for us. To anchor this, let's look at how the prominent sociologist Cello Somargin puts it. He states that social change encompasses all changes in societal institutions that affect the social system, including individual values, attitudes, and behavior patterns. Notice how deep that goes, right? It's not just about some shiny new piece of technology dropping. It's about how that change literally seeps down into our core values, our everyday attitudes, and the very way we behave with each other. So, what actually causes these massive transformations? Well, it's a mix of two main forces. On one hand, we have internal factors. These are changes driven right from within our own communities. Think about local innovation, massive population growth, internal conflict, or even a full-on revolution. On the other hand, we've got external factors. These are the outside forces pushing in, like foreign cultural influence, natural disasters, war, or the massive wave of globalization. Basically, society is constantly being pushed and pulled from both the inside and the outside. And change doesn't just happen in one single way either. It takes a ton of different forms. Sometimes it is a slow, gradual evolution over decades or centuries. Other times, it's a sudden, explosive revolution. It can be meticulously planned out by institutions or completely unplanned and chaotic. But here's the bottom line. No matter how it happens, change always demands a response from the society that's experiencing it. Section 2. Challenges of the digital era. Our current era of wireless tech and big data is pretty much the ultimate example of rapid, revolutionary change.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of what we're facing. According to a 2019 McKinsey report projecting the Indonesian workforce, we are looking at between 27 to 46 million entirely new jobs being created by the year 2030, all thanks to automation and digital integration. That is huge. And around 10 million of those will be jobs that have literally never existed before. This totally flips the script, right? It pivots us away from that doom and gloom fear of automation stealing jobs straight into a really empowering view of massive, unprecedented opportunity. But we have to keep it objective here. This digital era definitely has a dual nature. We have some incredible positives, rapid tech progress, global education access, and modernizing economies. But we also face some real negative impacts. Sociologists point out this concept of social disorganization, or social disorganization. Basically, that's what happens where our old norms and rules just don't fit the new reality anymore, which leaves a lot of people feeling totally lost. It can also lead to widening inequality and a serious crisis of identity. So if we're facing this intense social disorganization, plus tens of millions of brand new jobs, how do we actually adapt? Well, the mental solution is upgrading our 21st century survival skills. We simply cannot rely on the thinking patterns of the past to solve the problems of the future. We need a very specific mental strategy. Section 3. Higher order thinking skills, or HOTS. This is the exact educational framework designed to upgrade our mindset for this century. To show you just how seriously this is being taken at a national level, take a look at this. This is the official 2019 pedagogy manual from the Center for Educational Assessment. It outlines exactly how educators need to test and develop these crucial higher-order skills. It's a formal recognition that the old way of just standardizing and memorizing things, that's just not going to cut it anymore. So, what exactly is HOTS? As defined here, higher-order thinking skills means applying your knowledge to new, complex contexts
through critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. It is a complete, total shift away from rote memorization. Think about it. Memorizing a specific fact isn't going to help you much when the very nature of your job changes overnight, right? But being agile, adaptable, and creative, that absolutely will. We can really break this cognitive shift down using the revised Bloom's taxonomy by Anderson and Krathwohl. This looks at the top 3 tiers of how our brains process things. First, analyzing. That's breaking information down into parts and figuring out how they relate. Second, evaluating, making smart judgments based on specific criteria or standards. And at the very peak, creating, putting different elements together to form entirely new structures. These 3 things, analyzing, evaluating, and creating, they are the absolute engines of modern survival. Let's move to and see how this builds into something real. We don't want to just leave HOTS as some abstract theory in a textbook. How do we take things like creating and problem solving and actually apply them to our chaotic digital world? Section 4, Smart AI Automation Practices. Now we are getting into how to use modern tools to practically automate our daily tasks. We are going to put HOTS into action right now with a real-world use case. Imagine an educator trying to manage daily student attendance. Traditionally, that is a slow, manual data entry nightmare. So our goal here is to solve that administrative headache by building a fully automated, online student attendance system. And the best part, we're going to do it using AI without needing to be a professional software developer. Let's walk through the exact steps of doing this. Step 1, we set up 2 really basic Google Sheets, one named Absentia for attendance and one named SISWA for the student data. Step 2, instead of trying to code from scratch, we use our critical thinking to ask Gemini AI to generate the Google Apps script for us. Step 3, we deploy that script as a web app and just copy the secure URL it gives us. Step 4, we take that URL, hand it over to Canvas AI, and prompt it to generate a user-friendly interface. And boom! Just like that, an everyday educator has acted as a true innovator by combining Canva, Gemini, and Google Sheets.
And the beauty of the final result is just how smooth this automated workflow is. The teacher simply selects a class, let's say 7A, right on the visual interface. They mark a student status, Hadir, Izin, Socket, or Alpha. The moment they click Submit, that data automatically syncs directly into the Google Sheet. So the complex data lives securely in the spreadsheet where it belongs, while the AI handles the beautiful, easy-to-use front end. Talk about a massive time saver. Now, take a step back and look at what we just did through the lens of that educational framework. This wasn't just some random IT task. This was literally HOTS in practice. We analyzed a broken manual workflow. We evaluated which AI tools were best suited for the job. And finally, we created a custom application to solve a real-world problem. This is exactly the kind of higher-order thinking our 21st century reality demands. And there we have it, the complete cascade of change. We started by understanding that massive societal shifts are happening all around us, mostly driven by the digital revolution. That led us to realize that to survive, we have to evolve our mindsets away from rote memorization and towards higher-order thinking skills. And finally, we proved that once you have that mindset, you can practically adapt by using incredible AI tools to make your daily life so much better. Which brings us to our final slide and a question I really want you to chew on today. We know change is coming, whether we like it or not. And we know the tools are out there waiting for us. So, how will you use higher-order thinking skills and artificial intelligence to not just survive the shift, but to step up and actually lead change in your own environment? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep thinking critically, keep exploring, and I'll see you next time.